He promised me we'd build it together. His words weren't just a dream, they were a plan, a future, a partnership, and for a long time, I believed him. We started with nothing, just 2 laptops, late nights, instant noodles, and endless ideas. He was the visionary, the talker, the one who could sell an idea to anyone. I was the quiet one, the planner, the builder, the one who stayed up till 3 a.m., making sure the vision actually worked. He always said, we are a team. 50-50. Whatever we make, we share. And I believe that, because when you love someone, you trust their words more than their actions. He didn't have much back then. I lent him my savings, the money I had put aside for my own future, just so he could launch his dream. I wrote proposals, handled clients, designed presentations, even did the paperwork he didn't take care to read. I told myself it was temporary, that once things settled, I'd go back to my own goals. But slowly, my life became his project. My identity became invisible behind his success. Months turned into years. The company grew. People began to know his name. And mine, it disappeared. I was his girlfriend, the one who helped, not the co-founder, not the partner, just the shadow behind his spotlight. At first, I thought it was just pride, that maybe he'd fix it once we were stable. But then came the meetings where he introduced me as his assistant, the interviews where he took credit for my work, the events where he stood on stage talking about his journey while I watched from the crowd, unseen, unheard, unacknowledged. I reminded him once, gently, of our promise, our partnership, our 50-50 dream. He smiled, kissed my forehead, and said, "Babe, don't worry about papers. We're a family." That sentence, it burned. Because that's when I realized I wasn't his partner anymore. I was his convenience. His silence was my contract. But silence doesn't last forever, especially when truth has receipts. I started quietly, carefully. I went back through old files, emails, voice notes, even text messages where he'd promised me equal ownership. I found the drafts of registration forms we filled out together, but never submitted the ones with both our names. And then I found the one he submitted without telling me, only his. That night, I couldn't sleep, not from sadness, but from clarity. It was the night I decided to stop being invisible. For weeks, I planned. While he traveled and bragged and laughed, I met with people, lawyers, accountants, advisors. Every time he said, "Don't stress, I've got everything handled," I smiled. Because by then, so did I. Then came the investor meeting. The biggest one yet. He was confident, radiant, standing in front of a screen, showing numbers, charts, and words I had written. He didn't even notice me walk in until I placed a folder on the table. He paused, confused. I smiled politely and said, "Before we move forward, there's something they should know about ownership." The room went silent. I opened the folder and slid out documents, signed drafts, voice recordings, dated messages, emails with attachments, proof that the foundation of this company was built on both of us. Proof that he had removed my name without consent. Proof that the dream he sold was half mine. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't have to. Every word I said was calm, measured, and sharp enough to cut through his lies. The investors exchanged looks. One of them asked if I was planning legal action. I said, "No, I just want my share, the one I was promised," and that's all it took. The silence that followed was the loudest sound I'd ever heard. He tried to laugh it off, to make it seem like a misunderstanding. But you can't joke your way out of evidence. You can't charm your way out of the truth. Not when it's signed, stamped, and dated. The deal fell apart that day. His reputation cracked. Mine didn't. Because I hadn't lied. I hadn't stolen. I had only claimed what was already mine. He came home that night, furious, asked me why I'd ruined everything. I looked at him, calm and steady, and said, I didn't ruin anything. I just reminded you of the promise you forgot. And then I packed my things quietly, peacefully, and left. A month later, I started my own company. Same idea, better foundation. I registered it properly this time, under one name. Mine. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need his downfall. I just needed my worth back. And that's what this really was. Not payback, not revenge, not even justice. It was reclaiming myself from someone who mistook love for ownership and trust for weakness. I gave him my time, my talent, my belief. But the moment I gave myself respect, I won everything back. He still calls sometimes, says he misses me, says he's sorry. Maybe he is. But the truth is, some apologies come too late. Because once you teach yourself what you deserve, there's no going back. So, to the ones who've ever been overlooked, underestimated, or forgotten, remember this. Patience is power. Silence is strategy. And when the right moment comes, truth becomes the loudest revenge of all.